We continue learning Kitzur Yomi. We're middle of the halachos of Mizaynes Hamaitzi of Chamishes Mine Dagin. We're middle of Simin Mem Ches, and we're actually going to conclude Simin Mem Ches today. And we pick it up from Siv Vav. Says the Kitzur Isa Shenit Bashel, dough that was cooked, and then Va'achach Nefa, and then it was baked. Kigon bagels, paratzin pretzels, lechem gamur, v'davkish nefa hatem. Only if they're baked well. And again, how this translates into our world is a little bit complicated, but bagels is pretty simple. Perhaps soft pretzels, but we'll see. Lechem gomer shebishle. Let's say you have full bread and then you cook it, or you fry it. Even if it loses its bread appearance, with eggs, which I guess would be like French toast. So now, if the pieces of bread are kazayis, called lechem, French toast is a piece of bread. It's bread. It's bread. It's bread. It's bread. So let's say you chop up the bread like a challah, and then you cook it. Even after it cooks, it swells a little bit. Now it is like or it gets clumped together. And now this is going to be the maifis, that even if you eat enough, it's never going to have a din of lechem, etc. But if you didn't cook it, you poured boiling broth over it, then it's a safek bracha. We're not sure. What's iroi? We know iroi kli rishon on Shabbos for machmir. What's iroi when it comes to cooking for bracha? It's in lechel zayis, so don't eat it. Elatoich hasuda. Let's say you didn't cook it, you soaked in a liquid of a or in a soup. And the pieces are not the size of kazayis. So if you have croutons that were made from bagels and they were never cooked, you just took the bagel, sliced it up, you took the bread, you sliced it up, you throw it in the oven and you toast it. So regular hamaitzi. So now you think, but wait, I put it in my soup, and now maybe it loses its status. No, you still see a piece of bread. It's a din of lechem. But if they pull apart, then in the chanamara mashke, if while you soak it, the color of the liquid changes, you put in red wine, whatever these cases are. Dough that was kneaded with water, but instead of baking it, you cooked it. It's straight up, full-fledged mezainis because it was never baked. It was fully cooked. Now, what exactly is this type of bread? I'm not exactly sure, but that's what it is. Grisin. Now, we should point out, note 51 is very important. Ha'ara over here, that if it's baked afterwards, avada gets a din of bread. And over here it says, if you had intention of baking it, even if you cook it, it's still, because it looks like bread, it gets a din of bread. And finally, when Mishnah Berurah says, Beracha says, end of note 51, if it's made with intention to be cooked, still your Shemayim should be concerned that maybe if it's a size of zayis, it's going to have a toyer lechem, and you should not eat it. Eat these foods with soup. Do you have foods from dough that you eat with soup? So any mezainis you have together with a liquid, you have over here, no 54 points out, you have chicken soup with a matzah ball, you make a mezainis. But again, that's only if every spoonful has the matzah ball in it, as it points out very eloquently. If you have just one matzah ball and then you're having lots of soup, then you would require 2 brachos. At the end of note 54, points out from Ramaishi, if cereal and milk, then it would be a similar case. You make one bracha on the ikr, not the tafel. Aval and Bishal Rakmat Levivas are greased, and if you cook a little bit of dumplings, Vikr Kavanasi Rakmishal Araitava Chalav. Then it's not Baltimore love shackle. You need to make a shackle. Vavi Shachal Gam Levivas grease it, and even though you ate the Mizainis with it, in order to Chalav Batilas Kimishain Ikr Ktilasus Alzada Yeser Toiv. So what should you do? Right, Lavar Tchila Shackle, Al Roitiv Al Chalav Lavad. First, make a shackle, which is Ksas. Again, this only works in the scenario of suffix. Then you can make a shackle and then the mezainis. Shigam hema inan tefillim. Afal pi shein kavana b'shvilam fi shemina dagan hu chashav inan asetafel lahavse brachas kosh balite tam b'kteir. Again, this is like a mezainis item that's put in just for tam, whatever the case is. Then you need two brachas. Machalon shaizimi matzah ketusha, matzah brai, oy milecha mefura breadcrumbs. Kineid lach shemarvin oisai b'shum beitim chalaf v'kayvlin and they're needing vashan amitag. You know, some varchlan barim. My name is Nois Achar Malamich. I said matzah bribe. That's going to be totally in the previous discussion how large the pieces of matzah are. But we're talking about a case over here that it's mamish crushed up. Devarim emine dagan, and this will be very relevant on Pesach. I'm sorry that if you eat gebrachs and you have matzah meal, then you're going to have mezainis foods. Dvarim mimine dagan, foods made of grain, shabishalim shar meaning that were cooked with other foods, kamoshu adarech, shavasha bereisa, and poilanoy kids, named with beans or legumes, afilamid echadu araiv, kalmaka, kivan sheol echan muvdal bifnei atzmai, there's separate items, start levar shtei brachais, then you make two brachais. Now, no 62 points out, this is the Kitzur Shita. But Shmura says, no, you go with the roif. So the Kitzur holds, if you have a cholent and you have multiple items, even if one is a roif, you need more brachais. The Mishnah Berurah would tell you, no. If you have a roif, you go with the roif, the hainu. Shavar tchila aksas b'iri isa b'rim minim mizayin. V'achlan v'achach, v'arach aksas b'arlan b'ari adam, v'achlan. V'achlan achlan b'yachad, v'roitev utaf, v'alvein zach levar chalel. V'aishu niftar b'birchas b'ari adam, v'chulu. Aval. Let's say they're mashed together. Go to Michael Shaisin. Sharve kelcho beitzim mukvina, flour, eggs, and cheese. The fried and cooked avish kemacho amuhat mikol makim. Kivju b'chleishes min dagin ho chashiv. Varchin alav. Bari mi name is Zainis the cloud kol sheyesh vay v'acharav ala michya. Over here, note 66 points out that any type of cake and whatnot is going to have this case that it's not going to be with the flour, it's going to be with all the ingredients together. Continues the case, very important. But you put the flour inside the davik ba'alma like your licorice. Lift on mimakemach. Chocolate or some suits, you put it to thicken it, and then you only make the bracha on the ikar. Right, as we just said, if you pick out the fried pieces of flour, then that is the halachas of lechem from the Chamish Minidagim. Stop over here, and the next year will be Yayin and Atoiv V'Amitiv.